Whoa. Hello and welcome to my channel, Jon Sheppard Fitness. This is going to be a unedited, raw video. I'm just going to be doing it now, and it's actually it is 10 o'clock at night. So depending on how long this video lasts, it'll be going straight onto YouTube, and that's it. If you're wondering why I'm doing this and I'm putting it out at a weird time, it's because I want to answer a few questions off some people where they commented on my last video about the whole brainwashing by social media, and obviously they didn't like it. I knew I was going to get some, and that's why I do these videos sometimes, because I like the reaction. I like to test people and actually see and hit nerves of people who, in a way, I'm talking about, because it surprises me you can go along with life all your life and be in the crowd, follow them, and no one will notice you, no one will bat an eyelid about you, and probably think you're a pretty decent person because you have no opinion. But as soon as you have opinion on something that probably a lot of people do actually think the same, but don't say anything, and you say it on something like YouTube or whatever, you get hated for it. And I'm going to issue a few of the actual statements I said in the last video, where apparently I was basically destroying people's dreams of being in the fitness industry, being a fitness professional, being this multi-millionaire Christian Guzman or a Gymshark athlete, basically, that you shouldn't be following people on Instagram, YouTube, whatever the other ones, I don't know, I can't remember because it's 10 o'clock and it's late, because not everyone is honest and truthful. They're just trying to sell you stuff so you can actually think you're going to get to their physique, but you're never going to, because they're either not natural or they've been doing it for so many years that they actually don't tell you. They just give you a workout plan and say, yep, there you go. You never get them to hear you say, well, if you want to get exactly like me, this is what you've got to do. You've got to train for 10 years solid. You've got to eat all the time. Blah, blah, blah. You never see many do that. You might say, yeah, it takes years to do it. But when we see what they do on YouTube, their social lives, I'm not being funny. My social life 10 years ago, 5 years ago, was exactly the same as what they all do. Going out, drinking, clubbing, partying, doing all this, going to the gym. But my physique is nowhere near as good as half of these. And I wonder why. Because they don't want to tell you they are on something, or they have been on something. Just because they're not on it now, I could go on steroids for 2-3 years, get my physique, and then I can maintain that physique, yeah, once I'm happy. A lot of people take steroids because they want to get to that level and then stop doing it, because obviously it wrecks the insides of you. Other people will never tell you. People who have been chucked off brands. I'm not mentioning no names, but you just have to type it in, and you'll know. Why do you think so many people do it on YouTube about who's natty and fake natty and all this? Because it is obviously a very big subject which needs to be dealt with, and that's why I hate social media in that general. Social media in a whole, the whole thing is brilliant. You could learn off so many people, decent people, people who are not big, who haven't got many followers, who are give you advice, always messaging you back. This is what I'm trying to say is, why follow these people who will never ever speak to? The only reason they'll probably speak to you is in a Gymshark event, who basically they're getting paid to speak to you. They'll speak to you if you're taking one of your training plans. Unlike somebody like, say, me, I know certain things, or like other people, PTs and that, and they know certain things. They'll give you free advice, speak to you. And I don't know if you know him, you might not know, but I do find George Osborne, who's going through the whole cuttings phase now, and he's going to be competing in a few weeks' time. I was going to actually sign up with him and let him be my coach for my show. I couldn't afford it to do, because he wanted me to do it through the actual winter period as well. I just couldn't afford it. So I'm just going to do it in the cutting section for 20 weeks. But he still gave me advice on stuff that I didn't have to pay for, because he's a natural person. If you've watched his videos, you know he's natural. You just know he just brings it out. He doesn't care what he says, right? And that's the people you want to follow. They're the ones that should inspire you. People who are just day to day, normal average Joes that go to the gym, work, like that. Who would inspire me? A person who's has a very similar lifestyle to me, and is got a really, really amazing physique. So when I go, how do you do that? You're working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. You've got 3 kids. You've got a wife. How do you do it? And and then he'll tell you, and then obviously you just follow what he says, and then you probably eventually will get into his actual stage of physique. They're the sort of people you follow, not the people who take a picture of themselves sitting on a beach going, "Hi, yes, this is my lifestyle." What's inspiring by that? The only people it inspires is people who watch Love Island, who think, "Oh, I go on Love Island, I can get famous." People watch Geordie Shore, all them things. Only Way is Essex, all the airhead. Yes, airhead. And I'm saying all this because I know it's going to offend a lot of people, because really, reality TV is for people who really haven't got much to do in life. Yes, it's entertaining. I've watched them, but it's entertaining because it's a joke. Yeah, it's all staged, by the way, if you didn't know. And that's the sort of people that will buy stuff. People who watch that stuff will buy and follow people who will basically could say, "Buy this banana, it will get you massive biceps." And they'll go, "Oh, wow, do you?" Yeah, it's like all these ab things you see. You get Ab Cruncher. It's like 30 quid and it will get you 6-pack abs, because there's a man on the screen with a brilliant physique saying, and what do? They don't do anything. They're rubbish. Because I bought one when I was 22 and they're absolutely rubbish. You sit there and you're going, oh, like that, and it's like, well, isn't that just doing a sit-up, with a bit of tension? It's like, it's just a con. And what's happening is I'm older. Obviously, I've been there, and I've been dopey, and I've fallen for stuff, like them not slim pills, like fat burning pills, which don't work. And what you need to think about is, are you actually going to the gym because you want to make your physique better, either losing weight or whatever your goal is? Or are you going to the gym because you've seen what you've looked on social media? And this is what I'm trying to get out. Get out. Yes, I'm trying to make this simple as possible. Yeah, that this is a saturated industry now where basically it is cool to be in fitness, right? You can be famous if you do fitness. You can make lots of money if you're in fitness. Before, you couldn't unless you were in the Olympica, if you was like your Arnie's and all that lot, or your Phil Heaths, right? Now you can just be a pretty face with a good body, and you could sell programs, and you can have a good YouTube, because basically, come on, if you're watching somebody who looks good and has a good body, man or woman, and you are wanting to get like that, you're going to look at them and go, wow, I'm going to watch everything you say. I'm going to believe everything you say, because look at you. It must be true, but is it true always? Because they're not telling you their life story. This is why when you think about YouTube, it's great. There's two different YouTubes, and they need to do, I think, sort it out between the two. You've got like the acting side where they're just not real people, and then you've got the side where it's like me and people who I follow and people who follow me. The real people, the people who go to the gym, go to work, they're happy when they see a tiny little bit of progress, and it's been like, what, 4 months, and they've got see definition in the body, not do a 6-week program and you can get abs, which is a load of rubbish. I'm not saying that every single person on social media is fake. There is some good ones, and there's ones that are very, very blunt, very similar to me, and they do not care what they say. And they're the ones you need to watch. They're the ones you need to follow. They're the ones you need to see how they've done. They will do the transformation where they've shown you what they was like 10 years ago, and they've done every single section. Like Mike Thurston, who I personally think is probably the best YouTuber for fitness around, right? Because he does all the lifestyle bit, which I hate, but you know what? He's made it. He can do what he wants, He doesn't need to work in a gym. He doesn't need a 9-to-5 job. But he always does fitness videos, workout videos on how to do stuff. He's also done dieting. He's also done how to do hair loss, where a lot of them would not even admit to that sort of. He's also shown how his transformation has gone over the 10 years. And he had a good physique when he was a youngster. So basically, he just built on it and built on it and built it. That's why he looks like he does, and he's always been always had a good time. So people like that are great. But then you've got people who are, people like, I don't know if you've like The Shreds, who's an American person who sells workout programs, and he's just a con artist. He's just a pretty face doing workouts, who is copying off people like Jeff Cavalier off Athena X, who obviously he knows his stuff, and people buy him, and it's like, obviously there's women out there who I obviously don't know the women part as much, so I can't really talk about, but obviously there's probably women out there with amazing bodies and big bums, like that's because that's the big craze. I don't know why. And girls will be like, wow, I want a body like that, and then they'll just go and do a follow program, and then they realise that the woman's had bum implants, so it's a bit of a minefield when you're talking about this, because obviously the people who love these people would camp out for some of these people, and like it's like they're gods to them, and that's their life. You see it all the time. I mean, I go to the gym, And now the new gym where I'm at, it's just like crazy. When you go to the peak times, it's just amazing. You see so many people like just in like full on Gymshark gear. Nothing against Gymshark stuff. It is quite good, you know. But it's the same sort, and they're all starting to look very similar. They've got that same look. There's nothing different between that person and that person. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's because they want to follow them and want to be like him, or they just like the clothes. But I think it is because the younger generation, and we've all been young. We all wanted to be something when we was older, and now but I didn't have social media. We just watched TV, you know. And when you see it plugged in your face, and this is a big thing. It's like when you had that epidemic of women who wanted to be models, and they basically went anorexic to try and be a model, and then the modeling people would say you're still too fat, and there was like 7 stone. I mean, there was a big outcry about that, and this is very similar, not as bad because obviously they're keeping fit, which is a good thing. Obviously, that is a good thing about following these people. It inspires you to actually go to the gym, which is better than just, I suppose, a big overweight person and following him and then saying eat as much crap as possible and then every turn huge. But that's a good thing about it. But I think it's false advertising in the way you can be a member of our Gymshark group, which because I bought some stuff, I'm an insider, and it's trying to make you feel like you're part of a family, and you might get somewhere, and you don't really. But enough about that. About the people who are on there that as well, you're following people who you don't even know, and it's like celebrities, like big world known film actors and actresses. You love them because of what films or what they've sang or whatever, but most of them are doing it because of it's an act, you know, because they can't be the natural selves, because if they've got a really, really bad personality, no one's going to want to watch them. And when I did this video, before I actually did it, I went online and I typed in why I hate the fitness industry, just to see what came up. And it came up with quite a big YouTuber saying how he hates the fitness industry. He's an American, it begins with O. He looks a bit Mexican-y, I don't know what his name is. And he was basically saying that the reason why he hates the fitness industry now is because of all the gimmicks and people out there who are basically following each other like sheep to try and be somebody, you know. And the other person, and you all know this person, is Max Chewin. And I absolutely love Max Chewin because he has just proven completely everybody out the window that somebody who is not big, muscly, been on steroids, nothing, takes a piss out of himself because of his skinny legs, and he has made it just as big as any of the other ones, if not bigger. He did a video about how he doesn't have people advertising his company ever forward, because he doesn't want people just posting pictures of his stuff all the time. You know, like he doesn't want to basically see it everywhere. Like you see with always, he says the problem with the fitness industry now is everybody wants to be part of it. Everybody is trying and living, trying to be a Gymshark member, an Alpha Elite member. Every single picture will be basically them in some sort of gear, and then tagging them in it, saying this is I love this, and every single picture will be of them in it. And all it is doing is it is promoting the company, and they're trying and basically they're like this: post, and that's all their life, and they're trying so hard. And he goes, I feel sad for him because they're basically working so hard to promote a company they're never gonna ever get anything back from. And he says he doesn't want that. He wants average normal people who does his clothing, and obviously like him, because you gotta think he is average and he isn't one of these people. He made his way through his goofiness and personality, and so people in the fitness industry do not like the way it is going. Whether they've made it through the way it is, it's bad. And what I try to say in my video is, are you one of them? Because if you are one of them, you need to stop it, right? Doesn't matter if you're the best looking person in the world, doesn't matter if you've got the best body in the world, you still could not make it. Yeah. And if you're wanting to make it, it's gonna mess around with your head. It's gonna wreck your life. You're gonna wreck your life. You're gonna be miserable, saying, "Oh, why has he got this? Why has he got that? Why has she got this? Look at me compared to that, blah, blah, blah." And that's what's going to be like for the rest of your life, is it? And then what are you going to do? You're going to give it up and go, forget all this. And then what for? Because you didn't get picked by a company. That's life. It's life in anything. And you need to get out of it. You need to basically go with the flow. If you do get picked, or if you do get sponsored by somebody, think about it this way. They want you. Like I say, best things come to those who wait. And if you're basically advertising for them anyway, why do they want you? Why do they need you? Yeah. Why would they pay you for doing something you're doing for them for nothing anyway? So you got to think about it. I also remember Christian Guzman going through his whole Alpha Elite and why he picks people, and you get somebody to pick, the people, and it's obviously because of how inspiring they are. He doesn't really like people who are posting all the time. He says them people are not going to get nowhere, because obviously it's like begging, please, 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 I want to be part of your Alpha League squad or whatever. It's not going to work. You know what I mean? And that's what I think a lot of people are doing, and it's sad. It's really sad. I mean, I go to a commercial gym and it's full of them. Yeah, I got some of the gear. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see what it's like. Obviously, I've got to do reviews on it because I want to tell you the honest opinion. I've told you, some of the Alpha Elite stuff is a load of rubbish, and some of the Gymshark stuff is a load of rubbish. But also, some of the stuff is absolutely brilliant. But I'm not going to be like, oh, please sign me up, because I know there's plenty of people out there who deserve it more than me. But also, do I want to be part of that? And that's it. I joined the gym. I wanted to be in the gym for two reasons. and that's mainly now more than ever is for my son, because so I can be healthy and fit for my son as long as possible, but also for goals. I've done my goals this year. If you ever saw the Gym Shark 66 thing, blah blah, the Gym Shark 66 thing, you set goals and do all this stuff, right? And my goal was to do so much on the bench and so much on deadlift, and I smashed them both. I completed it easy, right? And that little inspiration was good because it gave me an inspiration, and them sort of things are good, yeah. And there was a prize, and that's the reason why I did it. There was a prize of winning Gymshark clothes for the whole year, which that's the sort of things I think is inspirational when you can win something, you know. So that's why I entered that. I wouldn't have done it if it was for no reason, but I was doing it anyway, so I might as well just tag in Gymshark 66. Didn't win it. Didn't make any difference, you know. It's not deflating me. But then you see people. I think one of the posts I was wearing an athlete top in a Gymshark 66 thing, which was quite funny. But you see people and they're posting it all the time. You just begging. It's a bit desperate, and that's it's just not life. And also, not everybody you see on these social medias know pretty much nothing. I mean, I know somebody in the Gymshark crew. I don't know him personally, but I know they're not qualified in any sort of fitness. They get told what moves to do when they do any sort of instructional video, and there you go. That's all I have to say. I'm not going to say no names because it might get out, but that's all I've got to say, and that's why I don't really don't really care much about the company as a whole, because I think some of the people in it are useless. I mean, the only people in Gymshark, I would say who's going to follow, I would follow Lex, because he's pretty varied in all sorts of things. Matt does fitness. I watch his videos because he's funny, but he does a lot of rubbish videos about food challenges, which something can't be right. I mean, you cannot be a fitness person and just keep on doing fitness challenges and food challenges all the time. It doesn't. If I did that all the time, people would be slagging me off. But for him, it's fine. It's brilliant. But Steve Cook, of course, and there's a couple of others, but in general, half of them wouldn't bat an eyelid. Obviously, this is from City Athletic, and half of you probably don't even know what City Athletic is. It's from Jon Sheppard, which I went to somebody who was actually in all Gymshark clothes, and they didn't even know who Jon Sheppard was. And you know why? Because he doesn't publicise himself on YouTube. He's got a YouTube account, but it's absolutely pathetic. He's more on Instagram, but he doesn't post stuff like all the rest. He has a business, he has a family, and that's why I love him, and he's a great person. He's an absolutely brilliant person because I trained with him. But as this video is now hitting 29 minutes and you're probably not even watching anyway, what I was trying to say is, if you're going to follow people, why not follow people who are inspirational properly? I mean, if you're wanting to be a bodybuilder, follow the best bodybuilders, right? Follow the ones who win stuff. Follow the ones who, you know, are day in, day out, giving great advice, you know, or actually even better, follow and get to know, if you can, their coaches, because they all have coaches, and follow them because they're the ones behind the people on stage. You know, they're the ones who know their stuff. You know, they're like the people who get no credit. You know, they're like the managers. You know, the team good. You know, like a football team's good, but you know the manager doesn't get no credit for the football team. It's all the players, isn't it? Yeah, follow them. Follow sports stars, you know. So if you're into football, follow your Messis, follow your Ronaldos, you know. I wouldn't say any Man United players because they're rubbish, because I'm a Liverpool fan. You know, your Mo Salahs, you know, follow them if you want to be if you want to be an athlete, follow your Usain Bolts, you know, if you want to be a sprinter, follow people, go to your local athletics club and, you know, sign up to that. If you follow boxing, you know, follow the big time boxers. You know, they're not going to show you anything moves, but then go to the local gyms. You know, and that's what I try to say. Go to your gym and talk to people who are in your own gym, because they will help you out a lot more than anybody you follow. Right? Even the PTs. The PTs. I was speaking to one of the PTs in the gym, and he said he's used this on social media, and he seemed pretty knowledgeable. You know, like he seems like decent, really nice, humble bloke. And I saw him doing a session with, I don't know what it was, some sort of stretching thing, and I told him about my dodgy ankle and that, and he went bang. He went straight away. He knew what it was about. Do this, which I knew anyway, about putting a ball underneath and rolling it and stuff like that. But he knew, right? Didn't say, oh, sign up. And that's what some PTs do. That, oh, I can help you out. Right, here you go. Here's my card. We'll have a talk. Try and get you. And you gotta be careful, people like that as well. And that's what people are like that. On social media. But what I'm trying to say is, when I was doing the other video, which I pretty much said exactly the same, is if you're gonna follow people on any network, be careful you don't get brainwashed by the stuff they say or the pictures they put out, right? Enjoy what they put out, but don't be obsessed and think that everything they do and say, or be idolizing them so much that you basically want to live their life, because you're not them. Be yourself. Do not follow anybody, right? Everybody is different. You could basically, even if that person you idolize came and met you in person and trained with you every single day for the rest of your life, you could possibly not be the same as him, because it could come down to genetics. It can come down to personality. You know, that's why they're on social media and famous. They could have a really good personality, and obviously their body's good, and you know, it could be they've got a great networking plan where they're quite good with their business, so they know how to get things done. You know, there's a lot more to being popular and famous than there is just posting pictures. Because if you're just going to post pictures and basically beg and go to every Gymshark event and think, oh, I got a picture, it's like, yeah, it's cool, but what are you actually really getting out of it? And also, it can sort of like lose focus off what you actually want to do yourself, because you're so obsessed about doing what they doing. What are you actually doing in your life? You know, you might be stopping from getting better. That's what I mean. You could be better than them. And that's what I think. If you're your own person and don't follow anybody, and I'm not just talking about social media now, I'm talking about in life, right? If you go and follow your mates because they don't go to the gym and you thought, oh, well, I won't go to the gym, or I'll go out and because all my mates go out, but I don't like it, you're following them. Like, be your own person, be different. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to say. And that's what I hate about the social media part of it. That the youngsters now are getting brainwashed. There's always something, and I think at the moment it is the fitness industry that is like the popular thing. You know, another time it was about obviously the models, and then another thing about implants in bums and stuff like that. You know, and it will always happen. It'll carry on, you know. And if I was going to say something to you now, if I was really going to give you a bit of advice, is if you are one of them followers, and man or woman, but mainly men, because obviously I am a man, go to a really old-fashioned, old-school gym. Just a really old-fashioned one, you know, a dirty dungeon gym where they don't wear no Gymshark stuff, you know. They're always wearing like big baggy sweatshirts and stuff like that. It might change your mind on about the whole fitness thing. And trust me, my mate goes to one of these old-fashioned gyms. And when I go there, I work a hell of a lot harder than I do at the commercial gyms, because you don't want to look like a little Gymshark person when you're at these gyms, because you'll get the mick taken out of you, you know. So I'm going to leave it here now because I've gone on too much. If I did offend anybody on that video, then I am sorry, but it's my opinion. This is the whole thing about YouTube, Instagram. I can do what I want. I can post what I want. I can put a picture of what I want. And it's my life, right? If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. But also, you got to think that I'm only telling my point of view. There is how many millions of people in the world, and I'm probably not the only one in the whole world that says this. You know, like I said, type in what I've put about brainwashing social media, and you'll be surprised who pops up, and some of them are your idols. I'm just going to leave you with that, and I'm going to go now and enjoy the rest of my night. So I will see you maybe on Sunday if I can make a video. Obviously my birthday's on Saturday. I might get a training session in, and I'm going to watch Toy Story. Not Toy Story. I'm going to watch Lion King tomorrow, so hopefully it's not a disappointment. Anyway, I'm going to leave you now and enjoy the rest of your evening.